Hey, welcome. Rita, can we see you here? Are you there you are. Awesome.
I'm here. My, my name is
Awesome. Welcome those of you watching
great
on
to see you.
replay. Those of you watching on replay, what's up? My name is Dr.Nima Rahmany, and I am here to share with you a very important message and a story. I'm here in downtown Vancouver. It is Friday night, it's 11:30, so you hear loud sirens, loud horns out here. So we're all the way international. I'm speaking to Rita. It's a Saturday afternoon. Speaking to Rita today. And she's in just outside of Sydney, correct?
That's right. Yeah.
In Australia, yeah. And there is a bit of there's a bit of a 1 or 2 second delay in our communication, and the Wi-Fi connection where she's at is not great. So we're going to do the very best we can because this is a really important subject. It would be my third Aussie that I'm speaking to about this very thing because why? Because I love Australia. I'm going to be heading to Australia soon. I'm doing a live training there in Brisbane. But more importantly, I'm going to be doing a group training, a specific group training about the stuff I'm about to share in Rita's share today. So Rita, welcome. It is so wonderful to have you. We've had an incredible relationship, kind of working relationship over the past couple of years on and off. And recently, this year, you're a recent graduate of my Powerfully Aligned Mastermind program. And one of the things that inspired me to reach out to you today to have a conversation was because I looked at the journey that you went through in this whole war of approval and what you called me for and what was blocking you at that time in your life and where you're at now. I knew that there's somebody out there that's actually hearing it and they could gain from your insights. And so I wanted you to share your story. So Rita, tell us, what do you do? Where do you live? What do you do? Tell us about your family and why you reached out to me in the first place.
Okay, well, in Australia, and I'm a holistic kinesiologist and a meditation instructor out here. And basically, a mum of 3 kids as well and a wife. So a lot going on, sort of looking after 2 businesses, my own business and also partly now involved with my husband's business. I've pulled back a little bit just to focus mainly on my own. But the reason I predominantly reached out to you was because at the beginning of this year, I was really struggling with the need for approval, in particular around my work and what I was doing. And I strongly felt that it was a massive block in me moving forward in my career and in my life. That was the reason why I reached out initially.
All right. And so there was a block in your career. What tell us about this story of approval and how was that whole war of approval impacting you? What was going on? What were some of your symptoms? What were some of the the way that you were occurring in relationships? Tell us a little bit about that, just so that somebody who would be listening can kind of recognize themselves in your
So basically what that looked like for me was a lot of anxiety. I wasn't really being authentic in myself because I was really concerned what everyone was thinking, in particular as it is alternative. And so I wasn't being true to myself. I wasn't expressing my voice like I wanted to. I was, really wanting to reach out to more women and run a women's group, but I was holding back because I just didn't believe in myself and didn't believe that I had anything of value to offer. And really I was going external to I guess, for that belief in myself. And I was reaching out or, grabbing hold of anyone that I could somehow approve of what I was doing, and it wasn't working. It was just insane. It was crazy, and it led to, I guess, a downward spiral in some of my relationships personally, with family, and it wasn't great, and I'd be emotional and just not really positive in myself, and that was impacting my family life at home in particular.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people can relate because what we went through was kind of identifying what if you're listening, you're just joining us right now, welcome. My name's Dr. Nima Rahmany. I'm here with Rita, who is a kinesiologist, energy worker, and she just amazing healer that really helps women connect with their power when they've lost it. And when she reached out to me, we were talking about the war of approval. She was feeling anxiety in the realm of her personal life and her career because of this needing of approval of other people's opinions, whether it be family, whether it be the community, and just constantly kind of feeling like a victim that why am I not getting the approval that I should, right? Why am I not getting the respect? Why am I not getting heard? Why, many of us actually, experience those times where we think that others should be respecting us more. Why are people not, not really getting what I'm doing and giving me the recognition that I deserve? And so what revelations did you have going through the process? So I talked to you and your husband. You knew that this was impacting you. And I said, are you ready to do the work? Are you committed? Are you going to be coachable? Are you going to be ready to have some difficult conversations and to look at yourself in a very real manner? And you said, yeah, maybe I'll have to think about it. I said, come on, what is there to think about? It's either you're doing it or you're not. And you just jumped in bravely. What were some of the revelations early on that you discovered in this journey through the war of approval, trying to get that recognition, when really, what was it that you were really looking for?
I guess, what I really discovered from the beginning was how it all about me and how I was making it mean, that I really didn't have anything of value to add, or I wasn't worthy. And I was also, looking at the way other people were behaving and making that about me. And that was probably the biggest revelation that I had. And also, one of the main revelations was that I was seeking approval in order to feel loved, I guess, and accepted, when in effect I was really shut down. And I never really, until I went through the program, I didn't realize how shut down I was in terms of being authentic and being vulnerable and being who I truly am. And sort of once I realized that need for approval was really based on my inability to open up and really be vulnerable with others, I guess, and it opened up a whole new world for me in terms of my relationships, in particular with my husband, and then later on with my children. So it's been an amazing journey for me, and totally grateful for everything. Yeah.
I'm so grateful to be working with awesome people like you. And we're going to be in Brisbane at the Overview Experience Brisbane at the end of this month. And I've been looking forward to finally, Amanda and I have been like, I can't wait to see Rita. I can't wait to meet Rita. Because it's like we've been friends, Like when you come into the program, you actually become like family, right? And so it becomes like a reunion. If I've never met you before in person, meeting you in person, it's probably one of the greatest gifts about what I do, is being able to travel and then see the people in real life and just really be, because we get to, when you do the overview method, one of the things that we do to help you overcome that war of approval is to look back on the early primitive relationships that you had and the stories that you made out about them. And to really pick them apart and really just kind of unpack each of them and look at them and go, all right, this is what you've been making up for the past 25 years. Is what you've been thinking actually really true? And it's just like the biggest mind bend, mind screw. I don't want to use bad language if the children are up and listening. To realize that, wow, the stories I've been making up have really been holding me back from my growth and my the greatest version of myself. And so, what are you noticing now, Rita? Is what I want to know is, you completed the program about two or 3 months ago. It was actually in June. Yeah, it was in June when I was, having that final call and going, hey, what's going on? What are you up to? Okay, what are you now committing to in your next level? Great. Hopefully we can support you in that. And you're motoring, you're off doing it. And now it's been 3 months after you completed. So it's been a full 6 months since you began. What are you noticing when you look around in your life, your health, your way of being? I mean, you just have this incredible like glow about you. I don't know if it's the Australia sun or I don't know what it is, but you seem like you lighter, you've lost some weight, you seem brighter. I don't know what it is. Like you just, your stock is rising, kid. What's going on?
It's been an amazing journey. The main thing I'm noticing is the level of intimacy that I'm having with my husband and our relationship. That's just changed tenfold from an emotional intimacy point of view. So that's been amazing. The other thing, the relationship with my children, because I am a lot more open and vulnerable with them, I'm getting that same way back, you know, and whilst I'm still a parent, just the connection that we're sharing, just being honest and open with each other has allowed, you know, life to flow so much easier. You know, connecting with my values, I guess, at the very beginning of the program, and one of them was my health and well-being. You know, that determination to lose some weight and to really focus on my health and well-being has been the strongest I've ever felt it. It's, you know, over the last 2 months or so, I've lost approximately about 4 kilos. But in terms of me, it's just made such a huge difference to my mental health and my well-being and just how I feel from a day-to-day. So, and I honestly never felt that motivation before. It's just,
That is
you know,
awesome.
the eating is just happened quite easily in terms of making proper choices. And I guess it's just, you know, being connected to my values every day and what's important to me. And, you know, one of my highest values was my health. And I realized I really wasn't doing much about it. You know, that determination now, you know, it's, even my husband's noticed, like, especially over the last month, just how determined I am to feel healthy and, you know, maintain health within the family as well.
Basically,
so it's yeah, amazing.
Basically determined to be the change, which is what every inspired leader's called on to do. And so I noticed that when I do the work, things are just, you know, they roll beautifully in alignment. When I don't, things really fall apart in my outer world. So how important it is to cultivate the inner world. And this is what I'm going to be teaching. It'll be actually tomorrow morning in Australia, Australian Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be doing a live training. The link is right down at the registration link. It's a free Zoom training. There's a group of us that, you know, about 20 to 30 people getting together from all over the world. And I'm going to be taking you through a training on the 3 or 4 critical kind of shifts that every client of mine goes through, including Rita. These shifts that she went through in order to get the results that she got. It's almost an exact science if you do the work. I mean, what have you been noticing in our community when you're seeing you're not just alone? You're doing a lot of the work. Everybody else is doing the work. They're grabbing their, you know, phones, and they're doing these little, you know, Facebook Live videos. They're declaring their breakdowns, commenting on what's going on with their breakdowns. Then, you know, right afterwards, when they do the work and they have their breakthroughs and they share, and, you know, it's an exact science that when you follow these 4 shifts, then you're going to get the same results. And I'm going to be doing a training on exactly what they are, how to actually, you know, understand what the heck your dark passenger is trying to tell you, what to do, how to take action the second that it shows up. And this is what, you know, you've gone through. I mean, Rita, was it an easy road that was just paved with like simplicity and no problem and ease? Or was there specific action step that we really got you to do that were very, very challenging, that when you did on the other side, you know, what were the results? What did you see?
So yeah, I mean, it wasn't an easy route at all. So as you know, I pretty much wanted to run away after the first 2 weeks, but stuck with it and kept up with my rituals and connected to my values and what was important to me every day, and basically did the work. I had the you know, integrity conversations and you know, owned my bullshit basically, and basically connected to the asshole within me and grew to love her very much so. So you know, it was very confronting to admit that I was being an asshole at times. And basically, once I got through that and, you know, began to love my dark passenger and realized honestly how much she served me, particularly with approval, because, you know, I realized that, you know, that want for approval has also driven me to do what I want to do and to be the woman that I am today and to work harder and to be where I am, being, you know, a mum and wife, be the wife that I want to be, the mother I want to be, but also have my own business and continuing to study and grow from that. And if I never really wanted approval, perhaps I wouldn't have been driven.
Totally.
So it on the other level, it did serve me. And now that I've acknowledged that, it's almost like that need is just disappeared. And
interesting,
you know,
paradox, isn't it? And I just wanted to acknowledge what a woman you are and what a woman you have become and are still becoming, because in all aspects, wife, mother, business owner, and healer. Like, I follow you. I'm a fan of Radiant Health and Healing Wellness. And I remember that first time that I ever worked with you, and I had called on you to clear a big story where you know, you were really stuck in your relationship. You cleared a big story, and then you went ahead and did a very scary thing. I said, you're going to put up you're going to create a women's circle. That's really your purpose.
Yeah.
You're here to be an inspired leader for women who, you know, using your journey through the loss of a, you know, through the loss of a child. You had a child with developmental deformities, and you know, you lost a child, you know, before he was born. And it's something, you know, I've been following you for so long and just seeing the development of your transformation, and I couldn't be more proud to be a part of every single person that is lucky enough to get to be in your practice in Australia. And so I just see big things for you, and I wanted to acknowledge you for that, just what you've become and how powerful you become in your self-expression. You know, a conversation like this a few months ago was not possible because you would want approval too much.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
You'd be wanting approval too much. So it's really neat to be able to see that you just don't care, and you share, and hopefully somebody's going to hear and be inspired by your story and then want to take action. And so is there anything that you would love to share, you know, about your experience to somebody who's on the fence, who's been stuck, who feels like they you know, they don't have an ability to speak up within their relationships? They have a complete loss of freedom and power when they're trying to relate to other people. What would you say to them?
I'd say jump on the 90-day program. It was the biggest, you know, change. It affected my life, and the ripple effect on my family has just been huge. So if you're sitting on the fence and you're not really sure, you know, just take the step. You won't be sorry, and you know, move through that fear, because it's the fear that's really blocking you. But once you get to the other side and you know, I guess, how loved and supported we actually are in the program, and how, you know, the friendships that we've formed and the bond that we've formed, and having that safe space to kind of grow and share before we can step out, you know, it's amazing. And I hope you make that decision to take the step, because you won't regret it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that. Please do follow the link. There's a free training for those of you still not sure. There's a free training that I have that's going to be tomorrow morning so that will be Sunday morning at 10 a.m. So you can go ahead and register, and it's going to give you the link. Sunday morning at 10 a.m. if you're on like Australia, Sydney, Eastern Standard Time, or it's actually 9 p.m. if you are. It's on Saturday night at 9 p.m. for those of you, really, it's worth staying home on a Saturday night for, in Eastern Time in North America, or it's 6 p.m. in Vancouver on Saturday night. So that's Saturday, the 9th of September. And I just really, it's a 45-minute to an hour training with live Q&A on really the steps that you're going to take. You're going to be able to be inspired to take action right away, so that you could then get similar results. And what would it be like for you to be able to speak freely and to share very vulnerably the way Rita just did? We all have a story of a war of approval. Mine was about bullying when I was a kid, about wanting to take steps of becoming a chiropractor instead of a medical doctor. I had to try to win the war, you know, I had to fight the war of approval there. When I wanted to leave my chiropractic profession and, you know, full time, and then start doing coaching because I knew I could make a bigger impact throughout the world, boom, another story of the war of approval with that. So I have a similar one. I went through it. I figured out how to actually transform that. Then I tested it on a bunch of real human beings, i.e. Rita here. And so this formula is foolproof if you do the work. And I'm going to share with you, pull back the curtain and really share with you exactly what we do tomorrow morning in Australia or tomorrow evening in Vancouver or kind of North America. So please definitely register, and we hope to see you there. Rita, thank you so much for your share. I know you have a beautiful Saturday afternoon planned with your amazing family, and I can't wait to meet you in just a few weeks in Brisbane, Australia. We only have a few seats left available. So
yeah, looking forward to it.
All right, my dear. Take good care. We'll see you soon. Peace out. Bye-bye.